Finding love again later in life. It's a beautiful, unexpected gift for many. Maybe you thought that chapter of your life was closed, only to have someone wonderful walk in when you least expected it. It feels exciting, maybe a little daunting, and absolutely fills a space that perhaps felt empty. But as wonderful as it is to feel that connection, that spark, there's a painful reality that comes with finding love later on, especially if you're considering making it official. Tying the knot again after 60. It's not just about your hearts connecting, it's about two lives, rich with history, full families, finances, and routines, needing to figure out how to weave together. Many people jump in headfirst, driven by emotion and the joy of companionship, and they miss some really crucial steps. They don't realize that while the love might feel just like it did when they were young, the landscape of their lives is dramatically different, and overlooking those differences can lead to heartache, stress, and even conflict down the road, not just for you, but for your whole family. There's a quiet truth that nobody really talks about enough when it comes to remarrying after 60, a kind of secret to making it work beautifully and avoid those potential bumps. It's not about dampening the romance. It's about building a strong foundation so the romance can truly flourish. In this video, we're going to look at the truth about remarrying after 60 and uncover 5 really important things you absolutely need to consider first. These aren't complicated or scary. They're just practical, honest conversations and considerations that can make all the difference in building a happy, peaceful, and secure future together. Watch to the end for something that will surprise you about what this second chance at marriage can truly mean. Let's dive right into the first crucial thing you need to consider when you're thinking about remarrying after 60. This one is often the source of the most unspoken tension and, if not addressed openly and honestly, can cause significant strain. It's all about finances. Now, I know talking about money can feel a bit unromantic, especially when you're on cloud 9 with someone new. It feels practical, maybe even a little cynical, to bring up bank accounts and budgets when you're still getting butterflies. But trust me, navigating the financial waters before you say "I do" again is one of the most loving and responsible things you can do for each other and for your respective families. At this stage of life, you've likely built up assets, maybe have pensions or retirement savings, potentially own property, and might have financial commitments or goals related to your children or grandchildren. Your potential spouse has their own unique financial picture too. Bringing two established financial lives together is a completely different ballgame than when you might have married in your 20s or 30s, perhaps starting from scratch together. Think about it. You have your own income streams, your own spending habits developed over decades, your own responsibilities, maybe supporting an adult child temporarily, helping with a grandchild's education, or managing healthcare costs. Your partner has theirs. What happens when these two worlds collide? Do you merge everything completely? Do you keep separate accounts? How will joint expenses like housing, utilities, and groceries be handled? What about larger expenses like travel, renovations, or potential healthcare costs down the line? If one of you has significantly more savings or income than the other, how does that feel? Is there an expectation that the higher earner will cover more? Is that discussed and agreed upon? What about debt? Does either of you carry significant debt? How will that be managed as a couple? These are not questions to brush under the rug. They require open, candid conversations, ideally with full transparency, laying it all out on the table. Income, savings, debts, investments, assets like property or vehicles, even future inheritance expectations from your family or for your children, is essential. It's not about distrust, it's about creating a shared understanding and a plan. You might even consider involving a financial advisor, someone who specializes in later life financial planning, to help you look at things objectively and explore options. They can help you understand the implications of merging finances, maintaining separate finances, or creating a hybrid approach. What about a prenuptial agreement? Now, The word prenup often sounds cold or like you're planning for failure. But at this age, with established assets and often a desire to protect inheritances for children from previous marriages, a prenup can be a tool for clarity and peace of mind, not mistrust. It can clearly outline what belongs to whom going into the marriage and how assets would be handled in various scenarios, including death. It's not about assuming the marriage won't work. It's about being responsible stewards of what you've worked a lifetime to build and ensuring your wishes regarding your children's inheritance are respected. Discussing finances also includes understanding each other's financial philosophies. Are you a saver or a spender? Do you prioritize immediate enjoyment or long-term security? Do you worry about money, or are you more relaxed? Differing approaches to money are a leading cause of conflict in any marriage, and these habits are deeply ingrained by the time you reach 60. Finding alignment, or at least a workable compromise and clear boundaries, is absolutely critical for avoiding resentment and stress. Think about how decisions will be made about money. Will it be a joint decision for everything over a certain amount? Who will manage the day-to-day bills? Having these conversations up front, difficult as they might be, removes ambiguity and prevents assumptions that can lead to misunderstandings. It's building a financial partnership based on mutual respect and honesty, ensuring that financial stress doesn't overshadow the joy of your relationship. This open dialogue about money really sets the stage for navigating the next crucial consideration, which is all about family, moving from finances, which can feel very personal and often tied up with our sense of independence and security. We come to the second major consideration, one that touches on our deepest relationships and our family dynamics. When you remarry after 60, you're not just marrying a person. You're potentially merging two established family units, complete with adult children, grandchildren, siblings, in-laws, and perhaps even complicated histories, unlike a first marriage where two young people are building their family together. A later life marriage involves individuals whose children are grown, have their own lives, and hold specific roles and expectations within their original family structure. Your children have a lifetime of memories, traditions, and perhaps even a sense of protectiveness or expectation regarding your future, particularly concerning your well-being and your assets. Your potential spouse's children feel the same way about them. Blending families at this stage can be incredibly rewarding, bringing more love and connection into everyone's lives. But it also presents unique challenges that need careful consideration and navigation. Have you introduced your partner to your children? How did that go? Were they supportive, reserved, or perhaps openly resistant? It's important to understand that your children might have mixed feelings. They might be genuinely happy. You found companionship and joy, especially if they've seen you through a period of loneliness or grief. But they might also feel a sense of unease, jealousy, or worry. They might worry about your financial security, about how assets will be divided in the future, about changes to family traditions, or even feel like the new person is trying to replace their other parent. These feelings are valid and often stem from love and concern for you, even if they are expressed poorly. Open communication with your children, individually and perhaps as a group, about your relationship and your intentions is crucial. It's not asking for their permission. You are an adult with the right to choose your own happiness. But it is about keeping them informed, addressing their concerns with empathy, and reassuring them of your continued love and commitment to them. Similarly, you need to understand your partner's relationship with their children and how they envision those relationships continuing after marriage. Are their children accepting of you? What are the existing family dynamics and traditions on their side? How will holidays, birthdays, and family gatherings be handled? Will you try to blend traditions, create new ones, or maintain separate celebrations? There's no single right answer, but having these conversations and setting clear expectations is vital. Grandchildren add another layer of complexity, albeit a joyful one usually. How will you fit into each other's roles as grandparents? Will your grandchildren call your new spouse grandma or grandpa, or use their first name? How will involvement in their lives work? Attending events, celebrating milestones. It's about integrating into existing family structures respectfully and finding your place without stepping on toes or causing unintentional hurt. Inheritance is another significant aspect that often causes tension when families blend later in life. Both you and your spouse likely want to ensure your own children are provided for. Clear estate planning, which we'll touch on more later, becomes paramount here. Openly discussing your intentions regarding wills and asset distribution with both your partner and your children can help prevent misunderstandings and conflict down the line. It's a delicate balance, celebrating your new union while respecting and honoring the families you've both built over decades. It requires patience, empathy, clear communication, and a willingness to navigate potentially sensitive territory. Ignoring these family dynamics in the excitement of a new relationship is a recipe for potential friction and unhappiness within the broader family circle, which can inevitably impact your marriage. Addressing them head-on, with love and transparency, paves the way for acceptance, understanding, and, hopefully, a harmonious blending of lives. Now that we've considered the financial landscape and the complexities of family dynamics, let's turn our attention to a profoundly personal aspect that becomes increasingly important with age, health, and caregiving. Continuing our conversation about the vital things to consider before remarrying after 60, let's talk about a topic that is deeply personal and inherently linked to our future well-being, health, and potential caregiving needs. It might seem a bit premature or even morbid to think about illness and caregiving when you're focused on the excitement of a new relationship. But ignoring the realities of aging is simply not wise at this stage. When you enter into a marriage in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, you are entering into a partnership where, statistically speaking, the likelihood of one or both partners facing health challenges or needing care increases over time. It's not a pessimistic view. It's a realistic one. Have you had open and honest conversations with your potential spouse about your current health? Are there any ongoing conditions, chronic illnesses, or health concerns that could impact your shared life? Similarly, do you know about their health history and any potential issues they might face? This isn't about getting a medical history report. It's about understanding the potential realities of your future together. What are your expectations around health and well-being in the marriage? Are you both committed to staying active and healthy? Do you have similar attitudes towards healthcare, doctors, and managing health conditions beyond current health? It's crucial to consider the possibility of future care needs. What happens if one of you becomes seriously ill or requires significant long-term care? Are you prepared, both emotionally and practically, to step into a caregiving role? This can be incredibly demanding, physically, emotionally, and financially. Have you discussed who would provide care? Would it be the spouse, adult children, or professional caregivers? What are your financial plans for potential long-term care costs, which can be substantial? Have you considered long-term care insurance or other savings? Discussing these possibilities isn't about planning for disaster. It's about building a partnership where you are both aware of the potential challenges and can face them together. With a plan and mutual support, it's also important to consider your own physical and emotional capacity to be a caregiver. Are you physically able to provide care if needed? Do you have other family responsibilities or health issues that might make this difficult? Having these candid conversations allows you to gauge your readiness and willingness to take on such a significant role and ensures your partner is aware of your capacity. Furthermore, have you discussed end-of-life wishes, powers of attorney, and healthcare directives? These are sensitive topics, but they are absolutely essential for couples marrying later in life. Knowing each other's wishes regarding medical treatment, resuscitation, and end-of-life care, and having legal documents in place like a healthcare power of attorney, ensures that your wishes are respected, and reduces the burden on your loved ones during difficult times. Designating each other, or perhaps a trusted adult child, as healthcare power of attorney is a significant decision that requires careful thought and discussion with all involved parties. This level of honesty and practical planning around health and caregiving demonstrates a deep commitment to each other's well-being and allows you to approach the future with greater security and peace of mind. Knowing you have faced these possibilities together, it's about building a foundation of trust and mutual support that can weather any storm. This honest look at health and caregiving naturally leads us to the fourth crucial element: compatibility in lifestyle and values, which is about the everyday rhythm of your lives. Transitioning from the important considerations of health and potential caregiving, let's delve into the fourth crucial aspect of remarrying after 60: compatibility in lifestyle, values, and daily habits. You've both lived independent lives for a long time, establishing routines, preferences, and ways of doing things that are deeply ingrained. While love and companionship are wonderful, navigating the practicalities of sharing a life and a home requires more than just affection. It requires a harmonious blending of your day-to-day worlds. Think about your daily routines. Are you an early bird or a night owl? How do you like to spend your mornings and evenings? Do you enjoy quiet time or constant activity? How do your routines align or differ? What about your social lives? Are you both introverts or extroverts? Do you enjoy entertaining or prefer quiet nights at home? Do you have existing social circles? And how will your new partner fit into them? Will you create new social activities together? Consider your hobbies and interests. Do you share common passions, or do you have distinct interests? How will you support each other's individual pursuits while also finding activities to enjoy as a couple? Will you travel together? What are your travel styles and preferences? Are you budget travelers or luxury seekers? These seemingly small details contribute significantly to daily happiness and can become sources of friction if not considered. Beyond daily habits, it's essential to look at your core values. While you don't have to agree on absolutely everything, having fundamental alignment on key values is critical for long-term harmony. What are your views on faith or spirituality? Do you share similar political beliefs, and is that important to you? What are your core beliefs about family, responsibility, and how you treat others? Discussing these values openly helps ensure you are building a life together based on shared principles and a common vision for the future. Lifestyle compatibility also includes practical matters like how you manage your home. Are you both neat and organized? Or is one more relaxed about tidiness? How will household chores and responsibilities be divided? Who will handle meal planning, cooking, cleaning, and yard work? Having clear expectations and a willingness to compromise on these daily tasks can prevent frustration and resentment. What about your spending habits and philosophies, which ties back a bit to finances but also reflects lifestyle? Are you a minimalist or someone who enjoys accumulating things? Do you prefer experiences over material possessions? Understanding each other's approach to consuming and saving is part of aligning your lifestyles. Openly discussing these aspects of your lives, your routines, social preferences, hobbies, values, and home management styles allows you to identify potential areas of difference and develop strategies for navigating them. It's about finding a balance between maintaining your individuality and building a shared life that feels comfortable and fulfilling for both of you. It requires honest self-reflection and genuine curiosity about your partner's world, acknowledging and respecting each other's established ways of life, while being willing to adapt and compromise, is key to building a happy life together. This careful consideration of your daily compatibility and shared values sets the stage for addressing the fifth and final crucial element: the legal and estate planning considerations that provide a framework for your future security. We've covered important ground, from sorting out finances and navigating family dynamics to facing health realities and aligning your daily lives and values. Now, the fifth and final crucial thing to consider before remarrying after 60 brings together many of these threads. and provides a critical framework for your future security and peace of mind, legal and estate planning. This is where the practical aspects of combining two lives truly come into play, ensuring that your wishes are documented and respected, and that potential complications down the line are minimized. As we touched on earlier, you likely have assets you've accumulated over a lifetime: property, savings, investments, cherished possessions. You also have existing family relationships and potentially intentions regarding your inheritance for your children or grandchildren from previous marriages. When you remarry, the legal landscape surrounding these matters changes significantly. Without proper planning, state laws regarding spousal inheritance could mean that a portion of your assets automatically goes to your new spouse upon your death, potentially overriding your intentions for your children. This is why having clear, updated legal documents is absolutely non-negotiable. The first step is almost always revisiting or creating your wills. Your will outlines how your assets will be distributed after your death. It's crucial to update your will to reflect your new marital status and your specific wishes regarding your assets, balancing your desires to provide for your new spouse and your desire to provide for your children. This requires open and honest conversations with your partner and, ideally, with your children as well, to manage expectations and prevent future disputes. Beyond wills, consider trusts. Trusts can be powerful tools for estate planning, especially in later life marriages. For example, you could set up a trust that allows your surviving spouse to live in your home for the rest of their life, but upon their death, the home passes to your children. Or a trust could provide income for your spouse while preserving the principal for your children. Trusts offer more flexibility and control than wills alone, and can help ensure that assets are distributed according to your wishes across blended families. Power of attorney is another vital legal document. You should have a durable power of attorney, which designates someone to manage your financial affairs if you become incapacitated, and a healthcare power of attorney, which designates someone to make medical decisions for you if you are unable to do so yourself. Discuss with your partner and your children who you want to appoint for these roles. It might be your new spouse, one of your children, or a combination. But it needs to be a clear and agreed-upon decision documented legally. Beneficiary designations are also critical and often overlooked. Life insurance policies, retirement accounts like IRAs or 401ks, and annuities all have beneficiary designations. These designations often supersede what is written in your will. So, if you want your new spouse or your children to inherit these assets, you must update the beneficiary forms directly with the financial institutions. Simply changing your will is not enough for these accounts. It's also worth discussing how you will hold joint assets if you choose to merge finances in some areas, joint bank accounts, jointly owned property, or jointly held investments have implications for ownership and inheritance. Understanding how these assets are titled is part of comprehensive estate planning. This process requires professional guidance. Consulting with an elder law attorney or an estate planning attorney who is experienced with blended families and later life marriages is highly recommended. They can help you understand the legal implications of marriage, explore options like prenuptial agreements, which we touched on earlier, and are a key part of this legal planning. Draft or update your wills and trusts, and ensure all your beneficiary designations are aligned with your wishes. While these conversations and legal steps might seem daunting or even unromantic, they are fundamentally acts of love and responsibility. They protect both you and your partner, provide clarity and security for your respective families, and ensure that your intentions for the assets you've worked a lifetime for are honored. Addressing these legal and estate planning matters openly and proactively is perhaps the most powerful way to build a secure and peaceful future together. It removes uncertainty and potential conflict, allowing you to focus on the joy and companionship of your new life. So, we've explored the 5 essential things to really think about before taking the leap and remarrying after 60. We talked about getting financially clear and understanding how two established lives will manage money together. We looked at the important, sometimes sensitive, dynamics of blending families and ensuring everyone feels heard and respected. We faced the realities of aging, discussing health, potential caregiving, and planning for the future. We considered the importance of aligning your daily lives, habits, and core values to build a comfortable and harmonious home. And finally, we delved into the absolute necessity of legal and estate planning to protect your assets and ensure your wishes are met. Now, this might all sound like a lot of serious considerations. And yes, they are important. But remember, addressing these things isn't about creating obstacles or dampening the joy of your relationship. Quite the opposite. It's about building a solid, sturdy foundation. Think of it like building a beautiful house. You wouldn't just start putting up walls and decorating without first making sure the ground is level, the footings are strong, and the framework is sound. These 5 considerations are the bedrock of a successful later-life marriage. When you approach these topics with honesty, open communication, mutual respect, and a willingness to compromise, you remove potential sources of conflict and create a space where your love and companionship can truly flourish without unnecessary stress or worry. This second chance at marriage, approached with intention and wisdom, holds a unique and profound potential. It's not about recapturing youth. It's about building a partnership based on shared history, mutual understanding, and a deep appreciation for companionship at a stage of life where it means the world. You've both lived full lives, experienced ups and downs, perhaps raised families, faced loss, and gained invaluable perspective. Bringing that richness into a new relationship allows for a depth of connection that is truly special. It's a partnership of equals, often built on shared values and a mutual desire for peace and happiness. It's about having someone to share the quiet moments with, someone who understands the journey you've been on, and someone to face the future alongside. The surprise I mentioned earlier. It's this: when you take the time to honestly address these 5 practical, even difficult, considerations before you remarry, you don't diminish the romance. You actually create the conditions for a marriage that can be more fulfilling, more secure, and more deeply connected than perhaps even your first. It's about building a conscious, deliberate partnership where both individuals feel safe, respected, and truly seen, not just emotionally, but in all the practical aspects of their lives. It allows you to fully embrace the joy of your companionship without the shadow of unspoken worries or potential future conflicts related to finances, family, health, or legal matters. It paves the way for a peaceful and genuinely happy future together. Don't let the practicalities deter you. Let them empower you to build the strongest possible union. Small steps taken now can make a huge difference in your long-term happiness and peace of mind. If you're considering remarrying, I really encourage you to sit down with your partner and start talking through these 5 areas. It might be challenging at times, but it is so incredibly valuable. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences on this topic. Have you remarried later in life? What were the most important things you considered? Share your wisdom in the comments below. Your insights could help someone else who is on a similar path. If you found this video helpful or thought-provoking, please give it a thumbs up. It helps other people find this information. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos aimed at helping you live your best life at every age. Remember, love can blossom at any stage, and with careful consideration, your next chapter can be the most fulfilling one yet. Live your best life at every age.